Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tip. My name is Julian, and this is the first Drops episode of the season. Like I said in my waiver wire video, guys, I'm so excited to be back and doing regular season content for you guys. You have no idea how excited I am for the regular season to be starting. If you haven't already, guys, if you're new to this channel, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm trying to hit 6,000 subs, so every single subscription really helps. It's absolutely free, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'm going to be releasing some great content all year round to keep you guys on top of your game for fantasy and winning every single week if you can. Let's jump into it now, guys, and I'll talk about some forwards that you might want to consider dropping from your team. And the first guy on the list is Patrick Kane. Now, I don't think Patrick Kane is going to be bad this year, but as of right now, he's unsigned and he's injured. But unfortunately, his status on Yahoo is NA. So if you don't have an NA spot in your league, it's kind of hard to justify just making him ride your bench, because there's some guys that could be on your bench that you could be playing every couple of nights or so that are going to get you points. Having someone just doing nothing on your bench for at least a month, because he's going to be missing that amount of time, is going to hurt your team. So if you have an NA spot, absolutely hang on to Patrick Kane. But if you don't, I can't recommend that you do. Once he gets signed, though, he probably gets shifted to IR, and that's when you can grab him and shove him on an IR spot, because most leagues do have IR spots. If you don't have IR spots on your league, that's a terrible league. You should not be in that league. Then Alex Killorn of the Anaheim Ducks this year is 38% rostered, and I'm really not high on him this year. He was good with Tampa Bay because he was playing with great players and getting power play time with great players, but in Anaheim, I don't see his value. Plus, he's injured to start the year for a few weeks. I just don't like him. If you have IR room, you might as well throw him on if you did draft him, but he's not someone that I'm overly high on this year. And then finally for forwards, I have Gabriel Landeskog. I don't know why people are adding him or drafting him. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, guys. He's literally already been confirmed that he's missing the whole year, okay? He's not playing this year. He's 13% rostered, but realistically, guys, should be closer to 0% unless you're in a keeper league. You have a ridiculous amount of keepers and you're keeping Landeskog for next year. But even then, guys, you shouldn't be owning Landeskog, really. Jumping into defensemen now, and I have a few more guys on this list than I did on my forwards list, because there's some defensemen that just have a weird amount of roster percentage. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. For example, the first guy on this list is 91% owned. Tyson Barrie? Really? He's not even the top power play defenseman on Nashville. That honor goes to Roman Josi. So Tyson Barrie, while he's going to be seeing some power play 2 time, and I still think he may get a point every couple games or so, he should not be rostered in 91% of leagues. I don't know how that happened and who thought that was a good idea to be drafting him so early and so frequently in drafts. I don't think he should be dropped in all leagues, but he definitely shouldn't be owned in over 90% of leagues. Shouldn't be owned in over 75% of leagues, honestly. Probably not even over 60% of leagues. Then Morgan Rielly at 86% rostered is kind of a lot to me as well. With Klingberg coming into the Leafs, he's going to be that number 1 guy out of the top power play. So he's going to be the guy that really has that offensive value, whereas Morgan Rielly, his offensive value is going to go down a lot, and his peripherals already aren't that great. So Morgan Rielly, I can't justify owning him more than 50% of leagues. He'll probably be owned in even less than that come a few weeks from now. Philip Hronek doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either, owned in 44% of leagues. Yeah, he was great with Detroit last year, but once he got moved to Vancouver, the power play time was gone. And he didn't do as well on the very short amount of games that he played, but I'm not expecting him to do any better this year, right? Quinn Hughes is the guy over there in Vancouver. And Hronek's only playing second power play, so I don't expect too much from Hronek this year, and I think 44% rostered is way too much. Rasmus Sandin at 43% rostered is also too much. Now, I know a lot of people love Sandin. I actually think he's a pretty good player myself. However, John Carlson is the head honcho over there. Like, he's the power play 1 defenseman in Washington, okay? Like, this guy is one of the best offensive defensemen in the league, so Rasmus Sandin is not passing him, at least not anytime soon. So he's limited to power play 2 in Washington, and the power play 2 in Washington is not really that great this year. So I don't expect Sandin to have all that much value this year, so he's droppable in most league formats. And finally for defenseman, Brandt Clarke, unfortunately, can be dropped. He's owned in 20% of leagues right now, but he just got sent down to the AHL, so they're not starting him right now in the NHL. I guess it makes sense to give him a little bit of confidence playing in the AHL, you know, get him going, get him confident, and then eventually call him up. But as of right now, guys, unless you have an NA spot, not worth having on your NHL team. So drop him, grab somebody else who's available, maybe a Mike Matheson if he's floating around on your waiver wire. That'd be amazing. Then as far as goalies go, Peter Kochetkov is the only guy right now, right off the bat, that I absolutely think you should be dropping unless you have an NA spot. Peter Kochetkov is the number 3 goalie in Carolina. Not 1, not 2. He's number 3. Probably gets sent down to the AHL before the season starts. Like, to me, that doesn't scream value to me, and the fact he's owned in 58% of leagues just doesn't make any sense at all. Anderson's the number 1 guy, Rontas is the number 2 guy. I understand they are very, very injury prone, but as of right now, they are both healthy, so Kochetkov should not be owned unless he's riding an NA spot for you. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed all the content today, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And do you have any suggestions for who you also think should be a drop before the season even starts? I'll catch you in the next episode, guys, of Fantasy Tipped.